Hello everyone. In this video, I will be talking about the fourth learning objective of this chapter, translating research objectives into research question and research hypothesis. So in the previous videos, we have learned that the business research process starts with a situation analysis, and once researcher is familiar with the research environment, the researcher writes down a very clear research objective. And once there is a very clear actionable research objective, the next step is to translate this research objective into research question. Keeping in mind that research objective is written in a form of a statement. Okay, so that's the purpose of the research. And next, this research objective is translated into research question. So this statement is translated into form of a question. Now you can say, well, why it's necessary that research objective needs to be translated into research question? Actually, if this research objective is translated into research question, that helps researcher to formulate a very specific research hypothesis. Okay. Research questions translate into research objective is translated into research question that provides an important input for the researcher to write down research hypothesis and also to ultimately solve the problem. So research question will be translated into research hypothesis. Hypothesis is a statement that can be empirically tested. Keep it in mind that the research objective is the purpose of the research. Now, if we have a particular research objective, we need to collect data, we need to do some analysis, and we need to test some statements to achieve our objective. So these statements that we will be testing empirically, those are research hypotheses. For example, let's say that employee satisfaction is positively related to level of salary. Okay? Employee satisfaction is positively related to level of salary. So you can see we have two variables here. One is employee satisfaction, another is salary level. We are hypothesizing that they are positively related. Now, what we will be doing is we need to collect data on employee satisfaction. We need to collect data on their salaries. Then we need to do some empirical analysis to test if we accept this hypothesis or we reject this hypothesis. Okay, so these are the steps: research objective translated into research question, then translated into research hypothesis, testing the hypothesis, and drawing a conclusion. Let's come back to our example of that swimming facilities. If you can remember that the decision statement written was, what things can be done to energize new markets and create a more favorable attitude towards the association. So that was decision statement. Now we need to translate it into research objective. So what can be a research objective? Determine reasons why families may choose to join or not to join a swim club. So you understand the objective? So what is the purpose of doing a research? You are finding out what factors families consider when they join a swim club. So that's your research objective. Now, what is a research question? The research objective is translated into research question. How do the type of facilities and pricing relate to family attitudes towards a swimming facility? So now you are being more specific. You can see in research objectives, you are finding out the reasons or the factors to choose a particular swim club. But when you are writing a research question, you are already drawing some factors. For example, type of facilities or pricing, how they affect a family's decision towards a swim facility. Now these research questions are translated into hypotheses. Look at two hypotheses. Child-friendly pool designs are positively related to attitudes towards the facility. So what you are hypothesizing? If a pool is child-friendly, it will create a positive attitude. Flexible pricing policies are positively related to attitudes toward the facility. So you are hypothesizing that pricing policy will create a positive attitude. So you can see hypotheses are written in such a way so that you can collect some data on the variables and you can test whether this hypothesis is true or false. Some more examples are there. Please manage some time to go through them. So once you write down your research hypothesis, then what you need to do is you need to find out your variables, and you need to decide that whether they will be categorical variable or continuous variables. Now, how much time we should spend on problem definition? Apparently, we might think that we don't need too much time in defining a problem. However, sometimes it is said that time spent in defining a problem is time well spent. So, if we do not have very much budget constraint or resource constraint, we should give enough time, sufficient time, so that we can come up with a very good definition of the problem. However, due to budget and time constraints, we may be restricted to spend not enough time in defining a problem. So this is the end of this video. Please see the next video for a discussion on learning objective 5. Thank you.